and kind words. That was the special envoy of DR to the Security Council. Thanks so much, Jose, and for a job well done. I now give the floor to the representative of Indonesia, Djani.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Jerry, Mr. President. We thank the Undersecretary General Rosemary DiCarlo, Ambassador Olaf Skog, and Ambassador Philip Kridelka for their briefings. Back in June 2019, when my delegation made our first remark regarding this briefing, we stated that we shared the view of the Secretary General that the JCPOA is a hard-won achievement of a successful multilateralism, nuclear non-proliferation, dialogue, and diplomacy. As we make our last remark in this briefing, our view has not changed. Now, we are halfway through until the Council concludes its consideration of the Iranian nuclear issue. We cannot afford to restart from zero and throw our efforts in vain. In this regard, allow me to highlight the following. First, it is more important than ever to preserve and support the JCPOA and Resolution 2231. All parties must refrain themselves from action that are counterproductive to the full and effective implementation of the JCPOA and Resolution 2231. We remain concerned by the U.S. withdrawal of the JCPOA and the imposed sanction, as well as Iran's decision to reduce its operational commitment under the JCPOA. All differences must be swiftly resolved through dialogue and diplomacy, particularly through the dispute resolution mechanism under the JCPOA. Issues that are not directly related to the JCPOA and Resolution 2231 need to be treated separately and should not affect or hamper the progress that has been achieved. We continue to welcome cooperation between Iran and IAEA for monitoring purposes, as transparency is also an important element of the confidence-building aspect of JCPOA. We also commend the joint ministerial statement by the JCPOA participants adopted on 21st December 2020, where the JCPOA participants re-emphasized their commitment to preserve the JCPOA. Our views on the issue of JCPOA are clear and principled, as we have stipulated in August of this year. Provisions of Resolution 2231 are still in force. The second point is the importance of upholding the rule of law. Rule of law and multilateralism is the cornerstone of the United Nations. Unilateralism has no place in our international community. Everyone must also exercise good faith in exercising their responsibility and taking any measures. All parties must abide by rule of law to create order and stability. There are times where our endeavors to maintain rule of law and stability were tested. However, we must hold on to principles and not swayed by temporary short-term gain. All efforts must remain focused on our main common objective, to ensure peaceful use of nuclear energy by Iran, to protect legitimate interests of Iran, and in the bigger picture, to maintain peace, stability, and achieve prosperity for all. The third point is that we must continue to take one step forward for a world free of nuclear weapons. JCPOA remains a significant element of the global non-proliferation architecture. It contributes to the advancement of creating the region's nuclear weapon-free zone, which is indispensable to achieve a world free from nuclear weapons and promote balanced implementation of the three pillars of the NPT. Not just the parties to the JCPOA or members of the Security Council, but the entire international community is obliged to support it fully. Our position on this issue is unquestionable, as we are party to important treaties in this area, including the NPT, CTBT, and Southeast Asian Nuclear Weapon Free Zone. Indonesia is also one of the main proponents of the Treaty on the Prohibition of Nuclear Weapons, and we would welcome its entry into force on 22nd January of 2021. Mr. President, before I conclude, since this is our last meeting on 2231, my delegation would like to express its appreciation to all members of the Council's 2231 format for all of their cooperation. I would like to thank the facilitator, Ambassador Felipe Kridelka, and his team for the leadership in the past 2 years, and lastly, managing to make the facilitator report adopted in time. I also would like to pay tribute to Ambassador Mark Paxton, the Butchwave, for his service to the Council. As our term in the Council is coming to a close, we continue to be hopeful that the GCPOA and Resolution 2231 will be effectively implemented and continue to contribute the non-proliferation regime, as well as ensuring stability and peace in the region. Our commitment to support this goal will remain, even when we are no longer a member of the Council. Mr. President, since this is also the last scheduled meeting of the Council for this month, Brother Jerry, thanks so much for an excellent presidency of this month. You have chaired the meeting with flair, with charm, and with grace. And you mentioned before that the outgoing 5 will leave based on the English alphabetical order. So I shall say my goodbye right before you. As we leave our membership, I would like to just say a few words. As a member of the Security Council for the past 2 years, we hope that we have been able to fulfill the wishes of the whole UN membership, and we have fulfilled the mandate as Council members as enshrined in the UN Charter, particularly with regard to the maintenance of international peace and security and to save as many human rights as possible. We would like to thank all UN members who have placed their trust in us and for the support. We thank the members of the Security Council, in particular, starting from the 2018 Council composition, where we learned from their experience, the 2019 class, the 2020 class for their constructive cooperation and meaningful support. We thank our comrades in the outgoing 505 for their collaboration and wish the incoming members, the I-5, all the best, and confident that they will enhance the work of the Council. Our sincere and special thanks to Hasmik and the Secretariat team, the interpreters, sound engineers, security, and everyone who have worked behind the scene to ensure that the Council can continue to work even during this COVID pandemic. We also like to thank the members of the press, NGOs, and think tank who have been following our work and become our valuable partner for discussion. I also would like to thank all of my team at the Indonesian Mission, to whom I feel incredibly indebted and grateful for their hard work in the past 2 years. They are the real machinery that makes Indonesia's membership in the Council a success. Lastly, I hope that we have brought colors to the Council, values, principles that we hold dear and near. We have championed for faithful implementation of the Charter and UN resolution. We have tried our best to foster unity and consensus and try to broker peace. We come in the Council in 2019 with our batik shirt, and we leave the Council with dignity with batik shirt intact. Das Vedanya, Chai Chien, hasta luego, au revoir, auf Wiedersehen, también, ilan liho, and farewell. And to you, Brother Jerry, salah gokle in Zulu. Thank you so much.
Fantastic, Djani. I want to thank the Representative of Indonesia for his statement and kind words to the group of E5 exiting the Council in alphabetical order, as he said. And Djani, thanks for the work well done. I'm glad that you and Vietnam learned from the A3+1 and began to issue joint statement, and in doing so, raise the flag of ASEAN in the corridors of the Security Council. Thank you so much, my brother. Colleagues, I shall now make the statement in my capacity as a representative of South Africa. Excellencies, allow me to first express my thanks to today's briefers, Secretary General Di Carlo, for a briefing on the Secretary General's report. and Ambassador Felipe Kudelka as a facilitator for the implementation of the resolution, as well as the head of the EU delegation, Ambassador Olof Skog, on behalf of the Joint Commission, for all your insightful presentations. Excellencies, we join others in welcoming the 10th report of the Secretary General on the implementation of Security Council Resolution 2231. South Africa continues to welcome the JCPOA as one of the most important diplomatic achievements in the area of non-proliferation since the signing of the Comprehensive Test and Briefing.